Alienoid, Return to the Future is the sequel to Alienoid. Now, I've been waiting about a year and a half for this film because the first film ends on a cliffhanger of sorts. This movie is a lot different from its predecessor. Alienoid, I watched it again last night. It is a robust, action-packed 2-hour, 20-minute film that's mostly setup of characters. There's plenty of action, there's lots of set pieces, but the film is mainly setting up chess pieces and introducing characters and the dynamic between them and getting some action, but not a real emotional payoff. Thankfully, the sequel definitely delivers on this front. We're focusing on Eun. She's in the past, and she's got the blade, and she's trying to get to the ship and also to Thunder. And then the movie sort of gives you a recap of the first film, so you don't really have to watch the first movie, but it helps for some context because it almost feels like you're watching the season finale of a show and you haven't seen the rest of the show. The movie's not very accessible in that way. In fact, the movie is a little bit too ambitious for its own good because I honestly felt like I was watching like 2 or 3 episodes of a Korean drama series, but with a way bigger budget, just sort of condensed into one big movie. And you know, that's, some people might like that, but I think it was a little bit too much. This probably could have just been one movie maybe, but they introduced a lot of new elements. A lot of the bulk of the running time is adding a new twist to stuff we've seen in the first film and expanding on characters that only got introduced in the first film, because some characters didn't make it. And the sequel is basically setting up all of these other characters, but they've already been semi-introduced in the first film. This movie doesn't have as much action as the first film. There's a couple of set pieces here and there, but most of it's sort of saved for the finale. You get one really big finale that sort of gives you the grand payoff, emotional, action-packed stuff. The movie doesn't take itself too seriously. There's a lot of levity. The characters, there's a lot of fun ones I liked, especially the Twin Peaks sorcerers. They're back again. The hilarious Mr. Blue and Madame Black. They had a lot of laughs. There's also Left Paw and Right Paw, the cats who can become human. And they introduce a couple of other new characters. Some of them get underutilized. There's this like super swordsman that gets introduced, but he doesn't get to do much in the film, which is kind of sad, but he does, you know, he gets one cool scene. And, you know, the villains don't have much of a presence. They're formidable, but they're kind of basic. But we do get the emotional payoff at the end of the film, which is the most important part. And I like the characters, the visual effects. Definitely the direction's pretty good too. There's a really cool action sequence in the city and some great comedic moments too. The movie is a crowd-pleasing blockbuster from Korea, which is, you know, they can make stuff too, and this one definitely has less action overall, but better emotional stakes and a better finale because the other movie didn't have one. So Alienoid, Return to the Future, I give it a 7 out of 10.